Hey everybody, welcome back to some more Stone-Faced Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we're here to watch a bunch of trailers today. Theta, why don't you go ahead and tell us what we're going to be doing?
Well, today is the last day of the wheel, and some of you that are watching this might be like, "What's the wheel?" Because unfortunately, that's just a internal name for what that show was. Uh, Specifically, anyone who's ever watched it would have noticed there's a wheel in it. However,
Whoa.
however, in the titles of every episode, as you know, marketing, you want people to know what's in the video. So every video is named Death Battle, or Superpowered Beatdown, or Real Rivalries. So the show was never officially called The Wheel, but for a number of years now, it has been to us The Wheel, and today is its retirement. And in lieu of that, not wanting to leave an empty space here in the schedule, we're opening up another vote based on your suggestions on what we should watch. You might be able to notice all these characters over here being from various different anime. You're pointing the wrong way, Griff. Yeah, that's what you see me doing this where it's like, nope, not that way.
And one of these directions will be correct.
So today we're going to be watching trailers so that you, the voting audience, can not only see what these animes you might not know are about, but also to generally get a first impression of what we look like watching them. Like, I really like that show, but I hate what you guys were doing during the trailer.
Man, I can't believe you fell asleep during the trailers again, Theta. Oh, wow.
I've only fallen asleep for one show on this channel, and I don't regret it.
I agree with you on that one. So, what do we have to watch first? What is on our agenda?
Well, in no specific order, specifically not even alphabetical. I don't know what order these are in. We have D.Gray-man.
D.Gray-man. I do not think I've heard that name before.
Well, certainly you've heard it every time I've shown it to you in a list
That's
of what we
true,
would be
but I
watching.
haven't heard it in other contexts, and I have no idea what it is.
Breaking the wall on all of these things. I
Uh,
I will say that also ahead of time, a number of these trailers will be in questionable, if not regrettable, format. Because I was always looking for the English uh, dub trailers. We probably
mhm.
won't be watching them in English dub, but for ease of viewing, English dub is what I was going for. And some of them did not exist. And in fact, I had to go uh, to a Reddit community to even find a trailer for one of these. So,
Oh, wow.
difficulty was involved.
We could probably also threaten to actually watch something in English at some point, but we're watching the trailer first. So, whenever you're ready. Funimation.
You should be watching.
I am watching. Save the World Organization.
The hour is at hand, Alan Walker, and the millions of evil grow strong in the night.
Alan Walker sounds like
As
the
the
protagonist of
firestorm
a
builds,
horror
something
movie.
deep within you awakens. Now is the time to unleash it.
On one hand, I'm getting some
Black Order
Castlevania vibes here.
understand your gifts. Welcome to your new home, young exorcist. We are the last bastion of light in a world gone dark. In the struggle between good and evil, one villain stands above the rest.
Very happy
The
villain.
dread Millennium
Yeah, it's got a very
he must be stopped before he
It's
locates
also a
the missing
robot.
innocence
Soul
and
Eater
purges
vibe
the
to it,
earth of
I would say.
all humanity forever.
Wasn't that the Fez Cube?
Here your journey begins. There will be danger, but you won't be alone. And if you survive long enough, you may discover even stronger
Soul
powers
Eater
within.
meets Blue Exorcist is what I'm getting.
Alan Walker, you are the last hope of humanity. You are the one, Alan. The future depends on your strength.
You are the one, Alan.
Only $30. I gotta say, I am not entirely sure what's going on, but at least the premise is pretty understandable. Someone is going to learn powers and fight a villain, and it's going to be kind of creepy and dark, and also involve robots, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it really feels like a mid 2000s anime with a better art
Mhm.
style than most mid 2000s anime.
Yeah, it definitely reminds me of something, and honestly, it's probably just because the same company has worked on something else before. Actually, maybe the answer is One Piece.
Mm, I mean, doesn't feel like One Piece in any appreciable way.
I think character design is why I feel
No,
that way.
not even close.
Particularly with like the clown-esque villain there.
Nope.
So
As
what does it say
I
down
can say, as
here?
somebody who's watched 130 episodes of One Piece, no, does not look like a One Piece character design at all.
Uh the doobly-doo down here actually might help a little bit because it says it is a great Tim Burton-esque gothic fantasy flair. It's like, okay, maybe that's what I'm feeling too.
Like I said, Soul Eater meets Blue Exorcist was my feel.
Hmm. Again, two shows I also haven't seen, but it seems interesting.
I didn't know you'd never seen Soul Eater. Talked about
Yeah,
it plenty of times.
go ahead and put that one down on a future list. If you want to see us watch Soul Eater, you can go ahead and sign up on our Patreon and hear me advertise more.
Yeah, up to 4 episodes a month, which I guess is actually pretty typical for the number of episodes we do a month for an anime.
Well, before we go ahead and talk more about Soul Eater, well, what is our next trailer?
Up next, we have Tokyo Majin. Majin. I think that's probably Majin. Tokyo Majin.
Right. I think I've heard the name, but again, another one where I don't know what's going on yet. So this is gonna be fun. Completely blind.
Well, I think
Do
it.
you have any idea?
I think it behooves us to also note that, much like our previous voting,
Hmm.
most of these come from the audience, and I think 2 of them come from you,
Hmm. Hmm.
and 3 of them now have come from me. I added an extra one.
Right. Well, of course, I gotta ask if you're the one who put this one out here, which
No, this one
viewer
comes
one.
from YouTube comments.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I suppose let's go ahead and watch.
A string of mysterious unrelated deaths has the local police
Oh
baffled.
gosh, that's some VHS gold.
Innocent high school students are dropping
Yeah,
dead like
But I do
flies.
appreciate the hard
Their lives
lines
sucked
on
right
the
out of their
characters.
bodies by a hidden demon. Now, 5
Some
high
very
school
scary
students from
zombies.
completely different worlds are brought together as if by fate. Armed with mysterious powers, awakened from within, they band together. United, these 5 high school heroes must battle an unholy swarm of evil beings to save themselves
Constable, watch out!
and the city. But only one holds the ultimate power the demon spawn himself seeks to possess.
I will get my revenge!
All right, we got some
Defeating
creepy
him
demons.
holds the key to the city's future. If
I
it
can
has
almost see
one.
this being a Toonami trailer.
Tokyo Majin.
Oh my gosh, you're right. It's exactly the kind of level of quality, right?
Well, I mean, you would need a couple more jokes in there, but the tone and everything. And also, we would need background music.
And I
But
guess like the cutting of it, yeah. Uh I'm kind of curious what's going on. I'm not like super sold on it after the trailer, but I'm like, okay, there's a premise here. But what exactly are the specifics? We got zombies, magic, demon, and high schoolers.
yeah, I mean, very much like if they did a 90s version of High School of the Dead, maybe?
Hmm.
Or with a little bit of Helsing.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I don't have like a lot of substance out of this trailer. Like, if there's something good in there, the trailer did not immediately tell me what this is supposed to be about. Like, what's my emotional core in this, other than it's gonna be really cool to see zombies die to magic.
90s version High School of the Dead meets what seems to be like the flavor of Hellsing meets
Mhm.
Rodin Warriors, is what I'm gathering.
Man, that's a lot of combos. Though,
Oh man, I really wish I could just like reach over and like, no, and here's a bag full of round pretzel snacks. This is a lot of combos.
well, that's gonna be our next physical prop joke if we ever do.
I don't like pretzels. It was never gonna happen.
Oh yeah, it's never gonna happen.
All I could do is like do this motion and like drop, like hold still for like a full minute as I green screen in something.
All right, so that's 2 down. What's our third trailer of the day?
Well, what would you rank those, by the way, if we were doing a rank thing?
If I were ranking them, I mean, I'm not putting numbers very quickly to this, but I would probably put D.Gray first before Majin here. If we're just rolling with impression.
All right. I would be hard pressed. I think they're like equal to me.
Hmm.
I liked Tokyo Majin's trailer, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's okay. They're trailers. They can't put everything in there.
Next up is the trailer that I had to reach out to a community to find because it's nowhere in existence other than Nico Video, which is only viewable if you live in Japan. And yeah, I even tried using a VPN. Didn't work.
Ah, they're on to you.
Yeah, so Symphogear.
Oh boy, what do you know about this Theta?
Well, this time at least we actually get to watch a trailer.
Right. We have been watching this already. We've done a couple of iterative episodes of it on our Patreon. You can go ahead and see those there. Those will probably become public if we go ahead and watch these, I think, because they'll go up on the YouTube. That right?
Hey, Griff, tell me you don't pay any attention to the YouTube.
I'm sorry. I thought they were exclusives or something. Maybe I was just wrong there entirely.
The full release, like all of our content, the full unedited release is available for Patreon for all of our shows.
Mhm.
Patreon also gets to see the shows before everyone else by at least a week.
Right. Well, in this case, we have been watching it, you've been watching us watch it, and if you want us to watch even more of it, then it's already on the list, and we're already liking the show, so why not have some more? So, I think with that out of the way, let's just go ahead and watch. We know what we're in for.
両翼揃ったツバイウィングはどこまでも遠くへ飛んでいける。どんなものでも
I suppose it would only be in Japanese.
This was like a hard find, so this is all there is.
Yeah, I'm not going to demand much here. Alright, we got our episode 1 here, all the fun. They've only done one big concert so far. I guess there's not really room in the rest of the episodes for it.
I mean, Red Girl is in it, and we know she dies in episode 1, so...
Not even a spoiler, literally 2 minutes in.
No, 2 minutes in, the other girl is dead. Remember? We're sitting at her grave, and she's like the main character.
いつか心と体
Yeah,
I
if you didn't
guess-
have concert, it'd just be like, oh, this is going to be my next new cool music anime of the season, and then there's an
今日は
explosion.
この連中が聞いてくれるんだ
I'm just saying that Red Girl is in this an awful lot.
Oh, here we go, the boppa music.
You know, now that I think about it, ironically, this trailer is heavily focused on 2 people we know are going to be dead.
I guess because the trailer was probably made at the point where they had the footage for the first episode, and then they needed to put the trailer out.
I mean, it could be, but they've shown big images of the other girl in school, which is episodes after this.
Mhm.
And they're barely showing the blue girl, which,
Ah, the roommates.
yeah, but that was like 3 episodes in the roommates thing. I'm saying, they're focusing on the red girl. Blue girl doesn't die in the future or now.
きることできることがきっとあるはずだ。
Yeah, I think this is very much like the pull the rug out from under you trailer.
I think it did at least demonstrate the bigger part of it, which is of course it starts going a little harder with the music and the action, and there's more to it than just them dancing on stage, which cool. It at least get that across. Though episode 1 got across that it goes very hard with like how far it's willing to go with like its violence and intensity. Which the trailer doesn't quite get across. It like cuts out those parts.
Well, I mean, as we've said, we've seen 4 episodes of this already.
Mhm.
And again, the trailer focuses heavily on the red girl who dies in episode 1. And when it's not focusing on her, it focuses on the other girl, the high school girl,
Mhm.
who the first episode shows their grave and a picture of that grave of them. So the trailer focuses on 2 people we know to be dead.
For a show that's like so full of energy and color and good music, man, it is like aiming like right at like depressive. It's great. So I think at least on our own impression, we already kind of like it. And I kind of like the trailer at least. So, what do we got next on the list?
Alright, next up we have Gundam Build Fighters, which would
Oh
be,
boy.
if we ended up watching this, the first Gunpla show of Gundam.
I'm trying to remember. This is the one with like the dog in it, isn't it?
How would I even know, Griff?
How would you even know? I know I think there's 2 of them.
I think you'll find that there's
Right?
probably dogs in all Gundams.
Well, no, I mean I think there's 2 Gunpla based Gundams, right?
No, there's many. There's Gundam Build Fighters, there's Gundam Build Fighters Try, there's, God, there's a number of them. For some reason, all the ones in my head are the Gundam Build Fighters one. But there's
Right.
other Gunpla that don't start with Build Fighters that I can't remember the name of.
That's fair. The one I'm thinking in most recent memory is one where they kind of do like full VR dives for their fights in Gunpla, and they also have like a bunch of dogs and cats that also can apparently pilot. If that's the one, hey, awesome. If it's not, okay, cool. Let's see what we got.
Dogs and cats living together,
fighting in
Gundams.
giant mechs. Oh, same brain. Let's go ahead and watch. Ah, silence. Yes. Oh, there we go.
Oh, silence speaks volumes.
Set your GP base. Plavsky particle, spraying start.
By the way, this is VA work that I could have done.
Let's just go a little robot-y. Match, start, ultra kill.
So this is basically what I'm getting at, is like the amiibos of Gunpla.
Actually, yeah. That's really cute, though. Like the little transition. We got our Zaku. And wheels.
A wheel Gundam.
Oh gosh, they'll even have different styles. That's cute.
Yeah, well, there's those chibi Gundams from... I can't remember what the series is called.
Oh my gosh, I know exactly the series being thought of, but I don't remember the name either.
Did you just close your eyes and miss Teddy Bear Gundam?
No, I saw Teddy Bear Gundam. I'm ready for Teddy Bear Gundam. I mean, someone had to finish their Build-A-Bear, right?
They didn't.
That's a Gundam Iron Blood Orphan reference for all of you out there. Alright, so the trailer is telling me that there's going to be a lot of Gundam fighting. And that's all I know.
Yeah, specifically, it didn't give us any more information than that.
I mean, if I see a teddy bear rip someone's head off, that's still gonna be great. So
I mean, it seems specifically just to be a showcase of all the Gundam models that they've ever put out there.
Mhm.
And that's it.
Right, which, I think I'm perfectly fine with that. If if it's an advertising vehicle of a series, but it gives me some cool models and has them beat each other up, hey, that'll be fun.
I think it would play better if we had seen more Gundams ourselves, though.
Hmm.
I think I've seen 6 or 7 Gundam series. And you?
Uh, Probably 4 to 5 at this point, I think.
Well, we've seen, but on this channel alone, Iron-Blooded Orphans, Double O, what am I just missing? Oh, Witch from Mercury. And we've both
I
gone back and forth about Wing constantly, so we both know we've seen Wing.
Yeah, so I would add like 3 or 4 on top of the ones that we've actually watched on the channel.
Well, why don't you can you remember them?
Gundam Wing, Gundam Seed, Thunderbolt, which I think I watched just like the first season or a couple episodes. And then what was the one where everyone is like fighting their national Gundams
G Gundam.
with the windmill? G Gundam. Yeah, there we go. So those would be the 4 that I saw not on the channel.
Right. So I have Wing as well, as I already mentioned, which is part of the 4.
Mhm.
And G Gundam, 8th MS Team, supposed to be up to 6. I want to say there's probably something else in there, but I can't remember, so I'll just probably say 6.
Yeah, I'm remembering one more, but I don't remember the name of it. So I'm just like, yeah, skip. I don't remember
Oh,
enough.
I watched half of season of original Gundam,
There you go. Good stuff.
so 7.
All right, so we could always throw another Gundam on top, and hey, maybe they'll have some of our favorites in there.
Well, I mean, probably gonna have some of yours, considering you just listed 2 shows you've already seen, which are also 2 items you already put on the list yourself. Gundam Seed being the
Speaking of,
first one.
hey, there we go.
Hey, what do we want to watch on this reaction channel? A show that I've just said that I've already seen.
But I have watched it so long ago, I do not remember very much about it, other than, well, maybe 1 or 2 things. But I always like to rewatch things because I feel that there's good emotional content or narrative in there that's worth kind of diving back into the details and at least examining and maybe making fun of.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about. By the way, you still enjoying Mob Psycho 100 and Overlord?
We'll see. All right, so let's go ahead and watch. Space is the place.
No, that's Gundam Wing.
Oh, dear CE-71. A desperate battle for freedom.
Between plants and Earth, between coordinators and naturals.
So tell me, you're a coordinator?
Yes.
A coordinator?
Yeah, essentially they're just new types. But I think it's a little bit more like, what if there were a whole lot of new types, and they all knew it?
So coordinators get glimpses of the future?
I think they're just kind of like hyper intelligent.
You don't know what a new type is, do you? New types have like weird, almost psychic powers. That's what a new type is.
But I think in terms of premise, or at least placement in Gundam, they are the most comparable thing together.
How do they compare to the psychic, newly evolved space humans from original
Because they're
Gundam?
newly evolved
No.
space humans.
No, Griff, shut up. You're saying they're just slightly smarter. That's not the same. Oh, what's that? Your boy can play chess? Mine can slightly see into the future and communicate with other people. Telepathically. Yeah, they belong in the same school.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say, Griff, all I got from that was generic mid-2000s Gundam.
I know, right? The trailer only just goes, hey, here's just some random Gundam, have fun.
I mean, there was some interesting, you're a coordinator, and that woman pointing the gun at the other guy, going off on a political message. But the rest of it, you could have started playing the Gundam Wing soundtrack over here, and I would have turned my head. That's all I'm saying.
You cannot do just communication that dirty. I won't allow it.
I'm just saying. If Just Love was playing over here, the Relina exit outro, we were like, oh, looks like she's fighting a tiger now.
Oh, Berlina just got eaten by a lion. Whoops. Well, new series.
I'm just saying, if we're ranking, this is at the bottom of my list so far.
Oh, perfectly fair. I think Build Fighters and Symphogear are probably towards the top of mine right now. Mostly because Build Fighters would be completely new. So,
Well, it
let's see
wouldn't
what we
be,
got.
literally, it would not be completely new, as it would have elements of several Gundam anime. You've already seen it.
It would be 80% new. So, what we got next?
Well, up next we have the second of the two that you put up on the list. Another one you've apparently seen before. Gundam
Only a little bit.
Thunderbolt.
So this one is fun. It's got a lot of jazz music. That's what I'm expecting out of the trailer.
I think we already had this discussion that you apparently like jazz, and I'm not a big fan.
Well, I mean, it's not that I like it more than anything else. It's just that this show heavily uses it as a motif. Like any other show using like rock or something for it.
Cool, cool. I just said I'm not a fan of it, and you're like, cool. The whole show's based on it, in fact.
And you'll never escape. So let's get you into it.
I mean, that harms my first impression of I like the art style, it seems. But apparently it's going to be anathema to my ears.
Oh yeah, the style is going to be really nice. I definitely like the way the show looked. So, let's go ahead and watch.
I mean, because, yeah, it's definitely a more modern Gundam look. Oh, this is in the Universal Century timeline. Which means there's probably Zeon in here somewhere.
I think they are, in fact, the main antagonists here.
They're always the main antagonist. That's what I said, just... There's no Universal Century anime that doesn't have Zeon in it somewhere. Whoops. We can go to piloting school, I guess. Go to Gundam Mercury.
Look at them all being cocky and killing each other. It's like war is terrible.
I would say that is like #1 on my list so far now, except for that person who just can't seem to stop tripping over the bagpipes. It's really throwing me off.
Well, at the very least, it made a good first visual impression, which I think is probably the important part here.
Yeah, it's an anime that makes me ask, can I watch this with the sound off and still figure it out?
Just turn the subtitles on. They'll be on anyway.
It's true.
All right. So before I start watching Rome's First Assassination, what we got next?
Next up is another suggestion from YouTube. Gungrave.
Gungrave?
Now, I've only ever played the video game, and the video game was so short that I beat it in like a couple of hours.
What do you know about the video game? Give me some idea of what this is about. We're about
I
to be
honestly do not remember the story of the video game. The main character carries like a coffin on his back. It has two gigantic handguns, and basically it's all I really remember.
So Trigun.
No, nobody in Trigun carried a coffin on their back.
Well, I guess there's one guy who carried a the cross, and of course everyone had very big guns. Because. So let's go ahead and watch some Gungrave.
In a city full of corruption and crime, they were best friends. Until one man's
Mikazuki and Orga
killed their friendship.
So is this Sin City?
Sleep for a very long time.
You're saying that he's not normal?
Welcome back to 90s anime.
He's back from the grave.
Who could
Oh, it is
possibly be
super
powerful enough
90s.
to wipe out so many Orgmen?
Could such a human being really exist?
Who said it had to be a human?
It's a dog.
He's called Grave. Call him beyond the grave.
I hope you like Gunkata.
From the creator and writer of Trigun.
Hey!
Based on the PlayStation 2.
Based on the PS2 game.
I'll kill you over and over again!
His mind will be controlled by something called the past.
The worst kind of killer is the one.
His mind will be controlled by something called the past.
Just that line delivery is so 90s anime. Oh, but this is sure some Trigun right here.
Gungrave from Genion Entertainment.
I just appreciate that it's based on the PlayStation game and not the PlayStation game was based on it.
Right, which, not the usual direction these things go, but hey, you know, at least we might get a cool series out of
Apparently I'm very connected to the source material.
it. Congratulations, you're the most knowledgeable person about this series.
Literally, I beat the game just by running and gunning. Literally hitting the button anytime text came up. I know nothing other than the physical description I gave you.
I have a feeling that if we watch this show, that's exactly what we would get out of it. We would go, well, I know more about running and shooting now.
I have no idea. I mean, I will say I very much don't appreciate the 90s art style of, hey, we don't have a budget for a background. That's fine. Blaring white.
Oh gosh, yeah, they did that all over the place. But you know what? It really does make me want to watch Trigun.
Well, you know, next seasonal thing, the new version of Trigun will be out.
Oh.
And, yeah, don't it sucks. People are missing, they replaced characters. The art style doesn't seem that great.
Well, you know, I guess such is the fate of reboots. So, what we got next on our list?
Next up is the first of my suggestions on the list. Legend of the Galactic Heroes, specifically Dai Nue These, which is there's a 90s version of Legend of the Galactic Heroes, and there's a 2000s version of Legend of the Galactic Heroes. This is the 2000s version.
Okay. Are they supposed to be like very similar? Is this like a remake, or is
it's basically the same story, different art style.
Okay, that sounds perfect. I mean, I love the old art styles just for their own sake because there can be some great goofy moments in them. But seeing some old school good mech stuff with some new art style, totally down for it.
One thing, not mech stuff. Another thing, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'd say Legend of the Galactic Heroes is one where it works. Berserk, for example, one where it didn't work.
Alright, so let's go ahead and see it work. In the distant future, we still have horses.
広大な宇宙へと進出した人類の歴史から戦争の二文字は未だ消えていなかった。
Giant spaceship over a horse cart is a good image.
銀河帝国と自由惑星同盟。その長きにわたる戦乱は 永遠に続くとさえ思われた。この二人が現れるまでは。
That is some saturation fire.
What you do, right?
それだけのことだ。我が部隊は現在のところ負けているが、要は最後の瞬間に勝っていればいいのだ。
Which is true.
The ever victorious genius and the never beaten magician.
後に英雄と呼ばれる二人の男。
私はあなたを疑ったことはありません。
I have a feeling that person did actually doubt him.
Someone would slap you in the face for saying that.
今、幕を開ける。銀河英雄伝説、ディノイエテーゼ。
It is very much a show. It's very much a show which would seem to be antagonistic to us who can't remember three characters' names sometimes. As this is a show with possibly 20 to 30 main characters.
Gonna need literally a chart. Alright. But at least as far as the animation, the style, I definitely dig it. I think it looks really good.
Yeah. In much the same way that you have seen some of Thunderbolt, you said?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen maybe 5 episodes of this. So, enough to know who 2 of the main characters are. And that's about it.
There we go. So,
it's a longer run series. I just want to put that. It's a longer run series. It's not like a 12 episodes and I saw half of it thing.
Oh, yeah. So we got that one on the list. What's up next?
Next is my second contribution to this chart. RahXephon, which I have always said is the better of the Evangelions.
Ooh, there we go. So Evangelion is fun, but also crazy. So a better Evangelion? I'm down for that.
Oh, when I say better Evangelion, I mean better of its contemporaries, like was around the same time. Not like we remade Evangelion better. This is
same mood.
Yeah, like same couple of years.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I guess let's see what the competition has then. Prepare for birds everywhere. Oh, that's some Evangelion. Well, that's extra Evangelion. Oh, okay, we're going beyond Evangelion.
Isn't the Mob Psycho effect of everything you see here will happen?
I'd hope so. If it's not just showing us things that'll never happen just for fun. It's like, hey, you remember all that trailer
I just
stuff?
mean like the opening of Mob Psycho, you can't blink because you'll miss it.
Alright, so we got like another 4th impact. And now we're at Jupiter. Alright, I am curious. I do not know what the actual contents contain, but I want to know.
There is a lot to unpack.
There seems like it. Why did that effect decide to suddenly worm its way out? What's going on? Why are they at Jupiter now when they clearly can't go anywhere? So yeah, I have a lot of questions. I want them answered, and well, if anything, maybe the show won't answer them at all and just leave me asking more.
Highly possible.
Alright, so that's RahXephon.
Nope.
What we got next?
You've got
RahXephon.
There you go.
It's all those weird things to pronounce.
RahXephon is your future character in a tabletop game. Next up is a trailer we've actually seen before. In fact, it was during one of our seasonal anime things that we did. And
I think one of the first ones.
and it didn't make the list, didn't make the cut on ours.
Mm-hmm.
But now the voting is not in our hands. Well, Tribe 9 has a chance, based on a voter appeal, to worm its way back into our lists.
Was this the baseball one?
Pretty sure it was.
All right, hell yeah. It looked really cool. It looked like it had substance, and apparently it was actually really good. So I'm totally down to watch this if we get it.
Yeah, it was the Japanese version, anime version of the Warriors, I guess.
So let's get some Warriors in. Let's watch it. In the year 20XX.
Mega Man happens.
Let's play happily today.
And it doesn't even have an annoying jazz soundtrack. Oh, that Peter Venkman hairstyle. Sorry, not Peter Venkman, it was the other one.
Look, someone's gonna get beaten by a bat here in this anime, for sure.
The Olympic torch baseball bat.
Hey, sometimes your bat needs a jet engine. You know, I think the guy who could just eat as much as he wants isn't going to be as contributive to the team.
What of them had a cannon arm, which I assume is for pitching baseball. Tribe 9 might be to baseball what Prince of Tennis was to tennis.
But Prince of Tennis at least seemed like it started somewhere reasonable.
There's more trail.
Oh my gosh.
Because even baseball needed a charcoal.
No, the mask reminds me of some other character. I just can't put my finger on
Tokyo
it.
Ghoul?
Probably so. Probably one of those designs. But yeah, extreme baseball, hell yeah. It's what we want from a sports anime. We want it to be ridiculous and over the top, and this promises it.
I don't know, you can't beat Hajime no Ippo for sports anime.
Well, still, we got this on the list. If it comes up, man, it's gonna be fun. So, what do we got next?
Our next suggestion comes from our very own Lessons Learned.
Alright, Lessons,
once
what you
told
got for
me
us?
that he doesn't watch anime.
What?
So, makes this very confusing. Suggested Macross Frontier.
Alright. So I'm trying to think. Is Macross a racing anime, I think? Or am I thinking of a completely different series?
I don't even know what you mean by that.
I feel like there was at least a series called Macross that involved basically racing robots or something.
Sorry, I completely misheard you. I think you said erasing anime. What do you mean, like it's appropriating anime? What do you... No, Macross Macross comes from that era that's like Robotech and all of them.
Right.
Where it's hard to tell which one was the first one. Hard to tell for a person like me. Because Robotech and Macross use the same animations.
Right. So is there anything you know about this one? Other than, of course, the lessons.
The thing, well, I find it very difficult, Griff, when I tell you a bunch of stuff, and then you ask me, okay, well, what do you know about this?
Well,
it's
I mean, what am I getting into?
What's 2 minutes telling you what I do?
You told me the animation style. I'm asking about, like, what about narrative, or what event is supposed to be happening here? What's our context?
Well, that's problematic that I can't remember the difference between Robotech and Macross, because they're based on the same animation.
All right, then.
It'd be like, it's basically the Power Rangers situation, right? Super Sentai has a different story than Power Rangers. They use a lot of the same footage. It's very hard to tell what the difference is if the fact that they spoke different languages wasn't a problem for you.
Gotcha. Well, I guess let's go down to the local juice bar and see what Macross Frontier is.
Oh, also their mech suits are actually fighter jets that transform.
Hell yeah. So we're getting
I would be like
a lot of
the cool effect of putting all the text behind stuff.
Yeah, it's now perfectly legible behind the objects. I was expecting Highway to the Danger Zone.
Highway to the danger zone. Gonna take it right into the danger zone.
Goose, pull up, pull up.
Well, see, there's no action happened there, so.
Oh no.
Oh no, Goose actually should pull up. Or you can transform into a mech. I hope you like Blue Angels the anime.
I was about to say, like, what else is happening other than the air show? Or is this the air show anime?
I don't know. See, I remember big old existential threats and world-ending stuff and Vocaloids. But that, I guess maybe that was Robotech.
This is the story of the fighter pilots who go to the top academy for dogfighting. This is Top Gun. Oh, they do that too. Oh, no one can do that.
It's light bikes, but jets. No one's made this game or anime before.
That game would never work.
Yeah, because you would never crash.
Exactly. Oh wait, yeah, that's it. All right. Yeah, Blue Angels the anime. Definitely no idea what's happening there, but if this was in higher quality, which unfortunately this trailer is pretty low, probably looks really cool.
It's literally the worst trailer of all of the trailers.
What do we have here? It's at 240p. Oh my gosh, I don't think I've been that low since dial-up, and even then. Oh dear. Oh, that does not do this trailer justice whatsoever.
Unfortunately, the trailer didn't do itself justice. It was just literally Blue Angels.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I guess if the thing that you want to draw people in on is that they get to see jets doing cool maneuvers, that's half of why people watch Top Gun.
I think the other half is actual dogfighting. In fact, I think
the other half is actual dogfighting.
I think it's mostly dogfighting, in fact. I think most people are not watching it for the, hey, let me flip my jet on top of your jet so I can look down at you.
Are you sure they're not doing it for the kind of, like, very wimpy romance plot?
I don't know.
Or the volleyball.
I didn't watch the new one.
No, in the new one they play football instead.
I don't know what level of disinterest shows on my face.
Theta, not a Top Gun fan. There you go. So was that actually the last of the trailers there, or do we got one more?
Like I said, I added a third one to my suggestion list. So last up, we have Eden of the East, which
Eden of the East,
I think falls into the same category as your Gundam SEED, as a show I really liked a long time ago and haven't watched since.
With the name Eden of the East, allow me just one guess. This is a Journey to the West story.
No.
No, dang. Okay, well, I'm completely wrong.
Literally has nothing even close to that. Like, if I was trying to make an argument for it, no.
Yeah. So what is it then?
Well, we're here to watch a trailer, Griff. I feel it'd be disingenuous for me to just straight up tell you.
Fair enough. Let's let the trailer speak for itself. Show me what you got.
Funimation.
Ah, main character's already gonna shoot himself.
This nation faces a grave crisis. One among you must save us. I cannot tell you how. I cannot tell you why. Should you fail, you will be eliminated.
Ghost the Shell, but meets Tokyo 24th Ward? And Devilman.
You have been given the tools. Do what you deem necessary to accomplish your goals. Always remember, the others are watching. Noblesse oblige. I pray for your continuing service as a savior.
Huh.
Sorry, I was silent for that whole thing because I literally got chills watching the trailer because it's such a good anime.
I'm sort of feeling that. I'm looking at it and going, I really want to know what's going on here. There's some interesting side elements, but the primary one has me going, alright, this could be some good conspiracy thriller right here.
What is the big one?
The big one or the little one here?
You said the big one. What's the big one?
Okay, the big one is the conspiracy thriller stuff. The little stuff on the side is like, wait a second, why do people have wings or stuff? Is there like a weird occult element happening here too? Which is why I said like cross Devilman.
I just feel for the sake of anything moving forwards. She's just wearing wings on her back.
Okay.
This is not a fantasy anime of any sort.
There's not an additional crazy layer to everything. It's just fun costuming. Okay.
She's literally
perfectly fine.
Yeah, I don't know if it was really pushed forwards there. She's just like a model. So she's like wearing a Victoria's Secret like type model thing. Yeah, no, this is very much a real world anime. Nobody has magic powers or
They got a cell phone, a gun, and a goal, and they're stopping World War III.
That would go into the too much spoilers. I can't.
That would probably go into too much spoilers. Again, conspiracy thriller. Always good for me.
Yeah, I just didn't want to like let you be hyped on, oh, this says like, is she an angel? It's like, no.
Fair enough. Alright, so that is our last one. So, Theta, after all of these, what would your top 3 picks be, in no particular order?
I don't think that's fair, considering I put 3 of these things on the list myself.
Would you like to just pick the 3 you liked? The 3 you put there?
Well, obviously, Eden of the East. God, this is hard to do. Legend of the Galactic Heroes, it's 2 of mine, but I guess maybe I'd also throw, D.Gray-man on the list to my top 3.
Totally fair. Tribe 9 is definitely up there. Probably RahXephon and Eden of the East. I wanna watch these. And I might watch some of them on the side. Who knows?
Well, by the posting of this video on the YouTube, there will be a link in the doobly-doo down below, which will take you to the Patreon to vote. And anybody who sees this video can vote. It just happens to the Patreon is the easiest way to aggregate all information. So, yeah, they'll all be up there. And, 2 weeks from now, we'll start watching whatever is number 1.
Yep, so if you like any of this content and you want us to watch it, go over there, give us a vote, and we'll see you then. Until then, I think this is where we wrap up. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we'll catch you next time. See you, everyone.